Hello again. Mike from neurodivergent to possible valedictorian. Hi. Today I'd like to talk about organization. How can you help your child get more organized? So the transition from elementary school to high school is huge, and being organized is the key. So what can you do at home to help keep your child organized? What does the school do, and how can you be part of that? How can you be part of that? Turn my phone off. How can you be part of that program to help your neurodivergent child become the best learner possible? Well, there's a couple of things. Establishing routines is number one. So, not knowing is huge. The child needs to know exactly what's expected of them, not 24/7, but before school, after school. So what are the routines that you are going to follow? What routines are you going to implement and expect to be followed? So, morning routine. When you wake up in the morning, what's your morning routine? Do you have a morning routine? Or do you rush out of bed and rush to school? So, a morning routine is huge. Get up at X. Have breakfast at Y. Get clothes ready. Have a shower. You'd be surprised how many kids don't shower before they go to school. And be ready to go out the door at the same time every day. Be ready to deal with interruptions that may cause the schedule some problems. So, traffic. Being caught in traffic at school is a normal thing. How do you avoid it? Well, you pick your times. If the school starts at 9 and you're there at 8:45 and you're a mile or a kilometer and a half away because you're stuck in traffic, well, maybe tomorrow you should leave 15 minutes earlier. And yeah, I know that's a no-brainer, but your child, a neurodivergent child, needs all the support they can get. So if you can get them to school without anxiety, without creating an uncertainty in their life, which is causes havoc on the brain, then do it. Find a way to get your child to school at a decent time. Make sure that they have everything in their backpack the night before. Make sure they didn't leave their projects at home or their homework at home. Make sure that they've got a lunch and they're not eating garbage, because garbage in, garbage out, as the saying goes. So, I've seen kids have monster drinks. Is that a plug? I think that's a plug. I don't mean it to be a plug. Or similar kinds of caffeinated drinks. And the amount of sugar and the amount of overstimulation that is caused by these things is incredible. The kids are bouncing off the walls. So, that's not helping your child. I don't care how much they love the damn drink, okay? We need to provide, we are the parents, we are the people that are in charge of their mental and physical health until they are 16 or however old they get. We need to be the ones that set the tone. So, how can you help your child be organized in the morning? That's up to you. But figure it out. Have the same routine. Build those habits. Get your stuff together at night before you go to bed. Put it in your, by the side of your bed. Be ready to just jump out of bed, jump in the shower, get changed, come downstairs, have breakfast, and then we're off. That routine alone will save your child's mental space for other things. They won't have to worry about other things. because you're setting them up for success. Okay. Making sure that they have a binder, making sure that they have the supplies they need for that day. In my previous video, I talked about setting up a cubby and learning resource, and that just means a place to have extra paper, some pens, some pencils, some colored pencils, which, for assignments is huge. Rulers, calculators, just an extra, so that when they get there and, oh my God, they forgot to bring it, or oh my God, they lost it, which happens a lot, they have backups, and their brain doesn't go into overload and cause a fit or a meltdown. And we all know about meltdowns. All right, so that's how you can support them in the morning with the routine. What about after school? Do they have a set routine after school? I will pick you up at X. You will be home by Y. Or can they just go to the mall with their friends and hang out? And when they get home, they don't do anything. They don't have a set time for homework. Their screen time is a huge issue. Well, it has been a huge issue. I don't know about you, but for me, it was an issue, and it's always an issue. In my learning support room, you weren't allowed to have your phone out. And if you had your phone out, I could look at what you're doing. So if you're researching something, well, that's different than talking to a friend, setting up a time to meet in the bathroom. That's what they do. So at home, have a set time for homework. Have a set time for dinner. Make sure that they're eating food and not this processed stuff that causes so many issues. I know it's a big ask, and it's an important ask. When your child is neurodivergent, anything that can cause issues should be eliminated if possible. So, have a set time for dinner. Have an expectation that everybody will be sitting at the table at X time having dinner with each other. And then, who's putting the dishes away? Have some routines around chores. And they're not things that go by the wayside. This is your day. You will do X. Put the dishes away. Put the dishes in the dishwasher. Take the dishes out of the dishwasher. That's your job from Mondays. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's your job. Give them tasks to do and keep them accountable. This is how they build habits. This is how they build an understanding of stuff they have to do, like homework. Homework is something they have to do. If they say, I have no homework, which is a phrase I hear all the time, they're not being honest. Because if they don't have homework, I'll bet that they have a test coming up. I'll bet that they have an assignment that's due. So, that hour that you set aside for homework is also an hour that they can spend studying, creating notes, creating that assignment, and organizing that assignment. They don't have to finish that assignment. They don't have to finish those notes. But you know what? The more they can get ahead of the 8 ball, as they say, the better off they will be. Math is something that, even if you don't have homework, you can go over some questions that you weren't too sure about, or you were having issues with. Look at their homework. Open their binder. Say, give me do what I do in learning support. Give me your binder. Let me see what you've done today. What is your homework for today? Create a homework board. Write down the teacher's name and the days of the week. And in that, say, okay, what did you get today? What did you do? What was assigned? And if they say nothing, say, okay, let me see what you did. Show me. And look at their binder. If they have nothing to do, great. You know what? That's awesome. But now, what can they study? Well, when's your next test? What do you mean you don't know? Find out. Call the learning resource teacher. Say, hey, my kid doesn't want to tell me when his tests are. Can you give me a heads up? Here's my email. I've done that. I've told parents, look, this person's having a test today or tomorrow or next week. Make sure that they get some study time in, because I know if left to their own devices, they will not take the moments and the opportunities to study. And then when the test comes around, they are besides themselves. They're upset. They get anxious. They can't do the test because they know they haven't studied. They know that they're not going to do well. Where the reverse is what you want. You want them to go into a test with confidence and say, I'm going to do well on this test. And you want them to be that person that says, you know what? I could have done better on this test. I could have got 99 instead of 90 if I only would have done this. And I knew it and I should have done it. That attitude of always wanting to do better and taking on a challenge will be the best thing they can learn, because life is about challenges, especially when they leave school. With the advancement in AI and the loss of jobs that are about to happen, I'm thinking if they're adaptable, they're going to survive and they're going to thrive. If they're not, they're going to be in trouble. So you want that child that looks forward to taking a test, that looks forward to creating something cool as an assignment. Again, we have to look at what they're good at. If they're a great artist, get them to draw stuff. If they're very, very verbal, well, maybe you do a video. If they're able to write and create with writing, then use whatever gift they have, okay? And help them use that gift to do assignments that best suit how they create. Well, I hope that makes sense. But organization is the key, all right? Making sure you have proper routines, making sure that they know what's happening every morning at their school. They know what's happening or what's expected of them every night when they get home. Yeah, they can go to the mall with their friends till 4. You know, you would want them playing a sport. My recommendation is always to play rugby, but that's just me. So, or any school sport. I advocate that each kid should be playing all 3 seasons, 3 sports if they can, or more. Run cross country and track, wrestling, basketball, swimming, volleyball, whatever. Keep them engaged. ADHD kids, the more you can exercise them, the better off they are. So, my advice, make those routines not in stone, but, something that gives them direction, something that creates a calendar in their brain, this is, I got to do this now, it's this time of the day, I got to go do this. And limit the distractions when they're in their study time. That 1 hour from 7 till 8. No distractions, no phones, okay? Turn the phone off. Turn your Wi-Fi off. Turn your TV off. And make it a full house study session. Find a book to read for yourself if your child doesn't want your help. Lead by example. That's what you have to do. Be that model that they can emulate, and your child will blossom. They will become this spectacular person that people want to be around and hang out with because they're so cool. And that's because, you know what? They have self-confidence. They're not afraid of anything because they know they can problem solve and they can figure stuff out if they know what they have to figure out, right? So, please, if you like the content, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I need to know what people want me to talk about. I've got a lot of things I can chat about. How you can create a study atmosphere, how to best study for science and chemistry and math, things like that. Let me know. Thank you.